Hello viewer and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is my continuing playthrough / play test of the RPG Maker series. Last time I worked on the first of 4 challenges for the skill shrine and got it working even though I didn't finish. This episode we're going to move on to challenge number 3, skipping challenge number 2. So let's dive in. Alright, so where did I leave off? We were gonna try... Yeah, I gotta go to test room 3. Alright, so the plan originally was that there was a little clue here of the order you have to hit them in. And then you have to run around the room and hit the right ones. Which means I need to test that first. So let's go back to my little fantasy debug map out here in the middle of nowhere. I think maybe I need to make this bigger. Okay, so let's see. We need some switches. I want to do several rows of switches, at least 3. So we'll start down here, and then this one, and then one more. I need 3 rows of switches so that I can test sequencing, as well as switching or activating the wrong switch in a sequence, and what happens there. So I need events for all of that. Yeah, let's make one here, and then we can use this as a template. Test switch A. And then come down here to switches. I don't think it matters which one of these I use for this. New event page. That's fine. Player touch, I think. Okay. All right. So when we hit the switch in the correct order, we need something to happen. In this case, I think pushing, or just for the test, we need something to happen so we can see. We have a visual cue that we did it right. So let's activate. Let's have a text in the middle that says correct. Sure. Okay. I think maybe I need an if and. So let's try that. Conditional branch. If switch. Oh, well, of course I need to make switches for it then. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. Let's say test 3 switch A. And then make the others, of course. Test 3 switch B. Test 3 switch C. And test 3 switch D. Apply, and then we want this one. If test 3 switch A is... I might change that. If test 3 switch A is off, then correct. We need a sound. What sound effect should we use? Bell? I don't like bells. most of the time I don't prefer bells. Blow, book, buzzer, chime. What is chime? No. Yeah, not for this. No. What are these? Oh, it's just the sound. Okay. It's just the sound that the cursor makes in the game, which we don't want to confuse the player with. Let's try... Ice? I like that. Something a little more... maybe. I like that. Yeah, they get more and more ridiculous as we go down, so maybe not any of these. Maybe item? Oh, we should just try. Yeah, that was too ridiculous. Okay, yeah, not any of those. What about key? I might want to use that for the wrong switch. I like that. Okay, we'll hold off on that. We'll hold off on that one. But that means there's got to be... No, that's too long. Maybe not. Maybe not that one either. Move, noise, open? What about neon? No. Maybe. Yeah, the problem is, sounds too much like a door. Okay, alright. What about, I don't think power up is, no, that wasn't gonna work. Saint? Shop. Yeah, I'm not liking, what about sound? Definitely not that one. Okay, well. Alright, that's the one. That is the one. Does pitch make a difference? Sure. Okay. So if this switch is off and you click it, it'll say correct, it'll make a noise, and it'll switch to control switch, test switch A, on. Great. Then we just make sure this is test switch A on. Great. All right. If test switch A is on, then it'll say what? What do we get for the text box? I don't know if I should give the player the option of deactivating the correct switch. I don't know. Maybe I don't need... Maybe I don't need this. Yeah, all right. I don't need that because originally, or at least the first time, somebody going in blind shouldn't know what the correct switches are unless they know. The game shouldn't tell them what the correct switch is. If they figure it out, great. They can hit each button in sequence. But if I tell them when they hit the correct button, it kind of removes some of the challenge. So we'll leave out text boxes. I need another if in here, I think. Let's see. So what we're looking at, let me back out here real quick. So what we're looking at is if all 4 switches are activated, then we want a text box saying congratulations and unlock the door. Maybe I don't need a second if statement, although I do need to run through. I need the sequencer to run through. No, that's not right. That's not right. Hold on. I need the game to keep track of switch A, B, C, and then at the end, D, as the correct sequence. So when you hit A, if it's not on and you hit it, I need the game to realize that. So I need a variable, I think. So what can I do for a variable? Shrine switch sequence, I think. That's fine. Okay. If the switch isn't activated and you activate it, then I need it to add. Well, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. If the switch is on and you try to activate it, if you've already activated some of the other switches, let's say you hit switch B and switch C, and then lose your nerve and decide to start over again at switch A, or just retrace your steps and go backwards, I need to adjust the variable accordingly. I don't think I need this else then. I think I need to set it up here as an if. Right. Cut. Okay. Great. That's my rudimentary. I think I actually need to get rid of that. There we go. That's my rudimentary attempt at this to begin with. We need the other sequences. Okay, let me copy this. Paste. And then change these. I'm just going to go through all the colors here as the sequence. And edit this to change them to switch B. Okay. Switch B. Okay. Switch B. Okay. Yeah, and we're going to do that for the other switches. Oh, and I should probably change this. Otherwise we'll get an error message. Yeah. Oh, and I should switch the name because otherwise that will lead to some problems. Yeah, I'm gonna go through this and set up a sequence of events. We'll come back here once I have this all. Once I have these events all made for the at least one line for a test. So I'll see you in a second. While setting these up, I decided it's probably smarter to do a self switch than to set up switches for each of these things. I set up switches for these ones over here because they're affecting each other. And as far as I know, there's no way to have an event affect a different event's self-switches. But with these ones, it's just, did you push the button? Yes, it goes to active. I think I'm going to remove the deactivate on this one. Just because I don't want the player... It would be more complicated for me if the player is able to deactivate it, because then I have to worry about the variable. So yeah, I think it's just going to be like that. And then I have these extra ones here that, I'm just going to remove this, that don't do anything, but they're not in the sequence. So I just want to make a couple of tests to see if everything works. This last one, let me remove this real quick. I need to verify if self switch is off. Then we do this, then we iterate the variable. And then I think I need an if here. If variable, the instructions I found on the forum said to label each switch as a number and then they're all included. Oops. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. If this last one is a 4. If shrine switch equals 1, 2, 3, 4, then let's display a text message. Congratulations. Sure. That'll just let me know that the variable is working in sequence and everything's working the way I hope it would. Problem is getting this thing. Yeah. All right. Well, that works. So now I need to make these work. Let's get rid of these. I'll come back to that one. I also want to animate these, so I need to go back in and right. I need to go back in and I need to get the movement route set up. Yeah, so instead of adding, we'll set the constant to 1. Sure. Apply. Then we come over here. Make sure this is removed. Edit this. We set the constant to 1, 2. Okay. We come over here. I've checked that already twice now. We set the constant to 1, 2, 3. And then finally, we set this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. And then if the sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4, congratulations, it works. All right, so let's save it. Let's try it. Did I set this one up for? No, I didn't. Okay. Control self switch A on. A on. Great. All right. So I need to move you over here. I don't remember how to do that. To set starting position player. Right. All right. Let's see if it works. If I need to change anything or what have you. Okay. 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 I have to click it again. Okay, that's easy enough to change. I'll just, okay. So that works. Fantastic. Perfect. Instead of this, if, yeah. We'll take this. Copy. I think I need another if self switch. Okay, so if self switch A is off, then it turns on. Then I need it to check. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, I know what I can do. Instead of player touch, it'll just auto run. Maybe not. Maybe not. I've had problems with auto run. It doesn't work the way I assume it works every single time. Maybe I'll make an event on the door. Yeah. All right. Let's cancel this. Let's make a separate event. Let's say here. Do I want to... No, it's fine. We'll pick a new one. Wait, we'll keep it... Yeah, we'll keep it blank. And then something that shows up. Flame, perhaps? Yeah, flame. Sure. Paste. And then we want this to be event touch. I think. Maybe auto run? Like I said, it doesn't work the way I think it is. I need... When this activates, then this goes. Yeah, when I hit all 4 in sequence, then the flame appears and the text box shows up. Let's try that again. See if it works. That's really not it's really not necessary that it appears. Of course not. But, really, the question is... Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's not necessary for it to appear. What I need is for the text to pop up when I flick the switch. To let the player know that they've gotten the buttons in the sequence. Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, alright. So, I have an option for the puzzle. I can either let the player push as many buttons as they want until they get it right. I can force the player to move after they push each button if I make each button in its own separate room that forces the player to leave the room after they've pushed one. Or I can have these false buttons add to the variable. So if the player pushes the wrong buttons, they screw up the sequence, then it won't work regardless of the fact of whether or not they push all 4 of the correct buttons. If they get any extra ones in the sequence, it screws up. I could also limit the event so any 4 buttons they push just ends the puzzle, whether it's right or wrong. For this test, we're not going to bother with that, but that's something to think of. Let me go back to the test room. I'm probably not going to keep it this way, but if the player comes in and they push every single button in here, obviously they mess up the sequence. At the moment, I don't have any way of preventing them from pushing every single button, but also getting the buttons in the correct sequence. That's not a puzzle. If I have them limited to 4 different buttons, I need to figure out how to limit them to 4 buttons. Otherwise, I can let them push every button they want, but as soon as they push one that's not in the right sequence, it messes up the puzzle solution. So, I'm probably going to redo this room anyways, only because I want to put a time limit. I want to put some pressure on the player to push the buttons. What I was thinking is every floor piece they step on disappears. So there's a correct route to walk through to push the sequence of buttons. That means I'd have to set it up that way, of course. I'm going to rearrange the rooms anyways, but that also means if they screw up, they can't turn around and go back, and they'll have to restart. So what I'm thinking is I also need some kind of lever or very apparent activating item, interactable thing on the map to let the player know this is how you reset the puzzle if you screw up. I could also just make it big like this, fill it with buttons and put a time limit on. I think that's possible. Let me see here. I think it's possible to give a timer right here. Control timer, stops or starts or stops timer, and then I can just set the time. So that's something I could do. Cancel. Sure. We'll worry about that in a little bit, because I have an idea of what I want to do with it. I'm thinking they can only push 4 buttons before it screws up, so they have to know what the sequence is, which means trial and error. But this thing over here is supposed to give them a clue of what they need to push. So, yeah, I'm thinking 4 buttons maximum. If they screw up the event, then they have to go back and reset. Put them under a time limit, so they don't have time to just wander around and push every button. But that does lead to trial and error, which is fine. That's how it was going to be anyways. You either know the puzzle right away, you either get the clue and figure out what you need to push, or you sit through trial and error and reset your save until you get it. So let's go back to the debug and make sure I get this working right. So what do I need to do when this... I'm going to put auto run. I'm almost positive it doesn't work the way I think it does. Let's delete that one. Sure. Save. Oh, no. If I'm going to auto run, then it needs to end. Yeah. Exit event processing. End. Okay, hopefully. Because otherwise the auto run just keeps going through the loop. And then I don't get anywhere. I'm stuck. So we'll do it this way. Alright, so far so good. Congratulations. Yeah, see? Alright, so exit event processing doesn't work on the auto run. Alright. I think I can fix that easy enough, though. Let's go in here. Yeah. Alright, well, auto run did what I wanted it to do. I was right about that. I was wrong about how to get it to stop, but that's simple enough. Control self switch B on new event page B and just put the blue switch back where it was. There we go. Great. Now it looks like it's animated when I hit the switch. I mean, it's just up and down, but it doesn't go through the steps for the movement. So I'm going to... I don't think these do either, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's just on and off. It doesn't go through the animation. So I'm going to fix that real quick. We'll be right back. Alright, I did what I said I was going to do. I added this in over here to these 4 and to this one over here. We'll attempt this one again. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. I know I've gotten it to work now, but again, there's still some bugs to work out. But all 4 of them are now animated. I need to do something here. Let me think. Control variable, set it. I need to do something to mess with it. Maybe I can subtract. Yeah. All right, we'll subtract 1 from it. That should screw up the variable enough that the sequence won't work. And I'll do the same to this one. Sure. If I subtract a -1, does it add 1? I don't know how that works. All right. Enough fooling around. Let's dive in. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to push 2. So it should go the variable should go 1, 12, and then let's see if that screws it up enough. No. Okay. So the variable needs to do something else other than this. Well, let's try -1. Maybe I am incorrect about that. I do want to look at this again, though. If shrine sequence equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Oh, I see what the problem is. Right. Control variable gets set to 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I add or subtract or do anything else to this. Oh, I see, I see, I see. So I have to figure out a way. Maybe I should just do add instead of set. Instead of trying to figure out how to do those. Yeah, maybe I should figure out how to set this. Ah, okay. All right. Let's try add. What would I... Modify? No, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm not going to bother with that. How would I get this to work? Would I have to add? Well, all right. Okay. If red is 1 and yellow is 12, that means I'm adding 11. If I want this to be 123, I need to add 111, right? Pretty much? Right. Okay. That should be easy enough. Yeah. Okay. Come back here and fix this one. Be add 1. Then these should mess it up. I'm not sure if -1 or 1 will work with a minus, but we'll find out. And then, so this one should be 1,111. Is that right? We have this. We need a 4 and another 1,000. So yeah, I think it would be... Yeah. Okay. Easy enough. And we'll see what happens. Save. Go again. I should have an error message pop up if you don't do the sequence right. Just to let the player know that something happened. Okay. Okay. So now if I click -1. Right. Right. The auto run goes. Okay. Yeah. So I know it didn't work. I mean, I know it worked because it went to here, but... Okay. All right. All right. In that case, we need an else branch. If the sequence is correct, you get this. Otherwise, let's do a text message. You done messed up, boy. And it'll still go to self-switch B. Otherwise, we'll just be stuck. Great. Okay. Okay, so I know that worked. So I'm just going to switch this to +1 because I don't want to risk it. I need to fiddle with it a few more times. Just flipping the different switches here. Not in sequence, just to see what happens. Because even though... Oh, well... Yeah, I'm adding these together. So this would be 111 plus 11 would still give me 123. Regardless of the sequence. Oh, regardless of the sequence. Yeah. Regardless of the sequence. That's not going to happen. And then if I come over here... Yeah, okay, that's not helpful. It needs to be in sequence. So that's not going to work. Oh, shoot. So what do I do then? I need to go back and I need to look at the forum post and read through how to fix it. Perhaps I should have read through the whole forum post and committed it to memory before attempting to do this. Okay, I think I got it now. So the forum post that I keep referencing says to set your control variable, not set, multiply it by 10 and then add the value of the switch, which is this case is number 1. And then do that with the others. Multiply by 10, add 2 for this switch. For the third one, multiply by 10, add 3. And then for the last one, multiply by 10, add 4. I think it's working. I've tried it a couple of different ways. I'm going to need to set up a way to reset the puzzle. Reset these switches to self-switches back to A, which is a problem. That's why I should have set them... Well, I don't think I need to, but making them their own switch over here means that I can have an event deal with it. No. I think there is a way. They mention in the forum post, sure, discard changes. They mention in the forum post to use scripting, which I haven't touched. I haven't looked at. I haven't made any effort to learn for this game. But now's as good a time as any, right? Right, sure. So I just need to find the scripting app, advanced script, and then type in what I need. And that should flip all of these self-switches. Uh-oh, now I need to make sure that's right. Did I screw everything up? I basically just had to redo what I had set up. Yeah, if I can set up a scripting to at the end here, or on some other interactable to reset the switch, the switches, the sequence, the puzzle, I will need a script in order to interact with the buttons self-switches. Once I get that figured out, once I understand how to make it work, and it works, I can apply... Yes, I do. I can apply the same concept to these buttons over here, and then change them from being each individual switches to using self-switches on all of them for on and off, which should help. Should help. I think I'll make common events interacting with those just to make it easier on myself. Congratulations, it works. Okay, so we know multiplying and adding works. Also, if I manage to get a reset button, I won't have to keep doing this to test every different combination of button. So if I do this times 1, minus 1, and then this one. You done messed up. Good. Let's try hitting all the buttons and see what happens. So if I do this, and then minus, and then do this, and then we minus again, and I do that, you done messed up. Good. Fantastic. So we have the game's logic, the logic I put in the events works. There's a button sequence you have to push in order to get it right, and anything else will give you a fail state. We can work on the second part of it, resetting the puzzle, next time, unfortunately. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Until next episode, stay safe, and God bless you.